Hello guys, DJParson here, and we have another game of the World Championship. As you guys can see, 87% completed at this stage. So we are nearing the end, but for now we have another game, another two-player match, so let's hop right in. And here we will have a whsvin versus Martin. So we have seen a lot of two-player games from Martin so far, and whsvin, I think this might be the first of his matches. Let's take a quick look at the leaders and wonders. Caesar has been taken by whsvin. We have Rhodes, there's St. Pete's, Himeji, Universitas. Bach is here, but no Shakespeare. We do have the Hollywood, and we have Chaplin and Fleming. We have the Ocean Liner, we don't have Suez. No, we do have Coke, but no Suez. Okay. So yeah, let's see. whsvin takes Caesar. Very interesting. He could have gone for... I mean, Martin can go Alex Colosseum. I think that is a pretty strong... Oh, he doesn't even go for Colosseum. Maybe feels like he doesn't need that, but what other wonder will he take? Stonehenge will land on 2. So let's see, whsvin will take that. Or if he maybe plans to take the Roman roads next turn. Elect Caesar, builds a mine, increase pop. And probably the engineering genius. Okay. So Martin will now have the Roman roads on 2 civil actions. Again, he will build a mine, elect Alex, and will grab that Roman road, so no HA wonder for whsvin, because Stonehenge will be gone. whsvin will push once and gets the development of crafts, and he pushes again, we get the development of civil life. So he will build an extra lab, grabs irrigation, rich land, and that's gonna be it. So next turn you can go for the irrigation. That's pretty important. When you don't get an HA wonder, you need somewhere to spend your rocks. So at least having the irrigation to at least put 4 rocks into that is very good. While Martin will probably try to finish the Roman roads. Could go for the masonry here. Will grab that. Then he can grab urban growth. He did use Alex to get the extra yellow cube, so he will still be producing 2 food. And this is a pretty nice setup. Masonry next turn, and then finish the Roman roads in 2 civil actions thanks to that masonry, and follow up with an urban growth for later urban buildings. whsvin doesn't push here at all. That's pretty interesting, but will upgrade both farms and even gets an iron. So he is finding things to do without having a wonder. That is often the biggest problem, but he does have the iron. Did upgrade to those irrigations, so not a bad start. Martin will go for the masonry, will finish the Roman roads, shows the fighting band, and grabs himself the Code of Laws. Okay, so he will now be producing extra rocks thanks to the Roman roads. There's also Saladin, he could go for him, but no, whsvin will deny that, grabs Saladin, increases pop. Once again, didn't push with Caesar at all. Will now replace Caesar as well with Saladin and grabs himself the St. Pete's. Interesting that he shows the medieval army, but doesn't grab the knights. So only 1 copy of knights will be there, but he does decide to show the tactic. So next turn he will have enough for that iron. And then start to upgrade those. Martin, on the other hand, grabs another wonder. Gonna go for the Universitas. Grabs an iron, increases pop, and can build 1 warrior to get out of that pesky corruption. So up to 3 strength it goes. But we still have 2 development cards in the deck. Not a lot of pushing, even though we had Caesar. whsvin now pushes again. We get the development of planning. Let's check that out really quickly. Planning will give us agriculture, warfare, or markets. I think whsvin did take the market, so he took extra rocks here. And with those rocks, we can upgrade twice to iron, increase pop, and grab another reserves. Not sure about the reserves. He could have also just started building 1 stage of the St. Pete's. He does have extra civil actions, so also not necessarily bad. You also see the knights coming down. It stays on 2. And Martin just finishes the Universitas in 1 swift go. So he also took the extra rocks for that, I believe. Yeah, he took the markets and took rocks. So now he's up to 4 science production. Very nice with the Code of Laws and the iron. Still having 2 civil actions left. He goes for Columbus and elects him. So he probably has a good colony in his hand. I mean, there weren't that many leaders left, but I would imagine that he has a colony already. whsvin now will get the knights if he wants to. Grabs the alchemy first. Starts building on the St. Pete's with the engineering genius. Is able to finish that. And then he could also grab knights, but doesn't. Okay, so he has the tactic. Will switch tactics now because he sees he won't be going for the knights. Prioritized other things this turn and will now copy the fighting band from Marta and fulfills that, so he's up to 3 strength as well. But yeah, strength didn't really matter so far all that much. Development of politics will be our last development card. So extra cards drawn. Could give Marta a new colony. He didn't go for colony this turn. He can wait. If you don't really have a need to go for colony right now, you can just wait for H2 colonies if you want to. We'll go for the code. He grabs drama and can increase population twice to get out of corruption. Builds another warrior to be stronger and then grabs a rich land. So he hasn't gotten the iron yet, but next turn he can do that. And he's still producing extra rocks from the Roman roads, but no longer after this turn. As H2 starts, Martin will be producing extra science instead of the rocks. whsvin pushes. We get our first card, Pestilence. Pretty easy for both players. I think whsvin has a lot of population thanks to the irrigation. Martin has free population as well. Did get the extra yellow cube from Alex and everything. So not the biggest impact from the Pestilence. And then whsvin can even go for alchemy, so he will have irrigation, iron and alchemies. Not bad to go into H2 with all of that. Grabs a breakthrough, increases population. Now Martin will get a colony. He didn't wait for H2 and he gets the vast territory, the best territory from H1. So 3 extra yellow cubes gives him a great yellow bank. And now he will follow that up with some iron. Can upgrade twice here. Increase population. And grabs frugality, so more population for him in the future. Then he can probably upgrade the last one of the mines with his rich land. whsvin opens Foray, which Martin is able to win, so the extra warrior that he built is paying off here, already getting 3 extra resources or food. whsvin upgrades his last iron, grabs another breakthrough, and denies the selective breeding. So Martin probably would have wanted that. He doesn't have irrigation. On the other hand, he does have a very good yellow bank, so it's not going to give him huge problems that he doesn't have the selective breeding. And there is even Ocean Liner and Statue of Liberty, so I don't think that's going to be the biggest problem for him. That whsvin is going to deny that. Martin now pushes. We get inhabited territory, which he is able to win. So he stabilizes or improves his yellow bank some more with 2 extra yellow cubes. Has to send 2 warriors, so a little bit costly, but I think it's worth it. And now look at his yellow bank and frugalities. He has 4 population just sitting around. Gonna upgrade another or the last mine. Could even build an extra one, but he can even go for scientific methods this turn. Builds a warrior, develops this scientific method and can upgrade 1. Great science production, now 7 science production at the beginning of H2. Looks very promising. Opera for whsvin. He's gonna develop that and build one. Not sure. Guess it works. Yeah, I guess it's okay. He didn't really have the best other options to go for. He really needs civil and military actions, but he couldn't just grab the Kremlin. I guess maybe he could have grabbed the Kremlin. But these operas are also pretty nice because with the St. Peter's Basilica, they produce an extra happy face. So even just going for 1 or 2 operas will solve the happy faces for whsvin. So I like that quite a bit. And then he even gets the strategy here, deny that from his opponent, and can go for it pretty soon, so that he has the option to just go for Republic. So in retrospect, I do like this turn quite a lot. Interesting that he didn't use the breakthroughs. Yeah, he developed the opera without the breakthroughs, so that could be a big tell that in the deck there is the Dark Ages, so he doesn't want to have more science. Pretty big tell, we will see. And Martin has 8 science in his hand, but he's also producing a lot, so let's see if he will push and risk that Dark Ages. He will. And it is the Dark Ages, okay, so he loses 2 science, and yeah, and his opponent loses 1, so not the biggest difference. And he is producing so much that it's not the biggest problem. Upgrades another scientific, goes for cannon, efficient upgrade, builds that extra mine. I like that a lot with all of that population, and even grabs reserves. Wonder could have been very good here, like the Statue of Liberty, even though it's not enabled with the governments yet. And I guess he has enough yellow cubes at the moment. But the biggest problem is grabbing these is so expensive. He doesn't have a lot of civil actions, or both players don't. So if we break through now, so that is a big science difference, 4 to 9. And there is also a Republic. So whsvin, I think, is going to go for the Republic. Can't develop it this turn. He's going to build another Opera and increase pop. So next turn he can go for that Republic, giving him a lot of extra civil actions. Martin now is hoping for that constitutional monarchy, but first we get new deposits. So a lot of extra stuff just coming the way of these guys. First the extra science, now the extra rocks. 16 in the bank for Martin. He's gonna grab an Opera, develop that, and can build 2 of those as well. So big culture production early on here. He's gonna build 2, does have corruption and can't get out of it, but it's just gonna be food corruption. This makes him stronger again. So still very low strength from both of the players. We get the Republic. And another mine as well for whsvin. Increases pop. Grabs urban growth for the next Opera. Revolutionary idea. I like that one a lot. And breakthrough. He has gotten so many breakthroughs. This is really helping him with the low or relatively low science production. 4 isn't even low, just compared to his opponent who has 9. But his breakthroughs and revolutionary idea will make up for a lot of this. Martin hasn't had a leader in quite a long time, but I think we might see him go for Maria Theresa. But first we get the international agreement, which is pretty relevant because he doesn't have a lot of civil action. So getting 5 extra to maybe grab the ocean liner service could be very, very good here. And we see him do that exactly. Is gonna grab the ocean liner and even grabbed himself an engineering genius so that he can finish this ocean liner this turn. And he's gonna combine that with Maria Theresa. So he gets to increase population for free here and gains science and culture thanks to Maria Theresa for that. 36 science. There's the Cornmon finally. We might see that one get denied by whsvin though, who loses Saladin now. There's Bach as the last card, or Napoleon available for him. Arms industry, I mean, both get 2 rocks because no one has developed any military technologies. That's pretty crazy. Journalism, grab for whsvin. He's going to develop that. Build 1 and 2. 12 science production. Grabs a cannon. Plays a revolutionary idea and develops this strategy. So he can just wait for Bach. So he's going to go for Bach next turn, which is going to give him a lot of extra culture production, and he can even rebuild the alchemies into operas. I like that a lot more than Napoleon. Napoleon wouldn't really be necessary at the moment. And I think I also agree with not denying the Cornmon. It's pretty likely that there will be H3 government forms relatively soon. So Martin can now go for the Cornmon. He's going to build another opera. He's going to grab a rifleman. Increase pop. Once with the ocean liner can develop the rifleman and get the free rocks from Maria Theresa. Can even upgrade 2 of those. Still having quite a bit of food, but also good rock production. So 8 strength for him now. whsvin will go for Bach and can rebuild 1 alchemy into another opera. He's gonna grab tanks. Destroy a warrior to build yet another journalism. Okay, he's going all out on culture production. Grabs himself a patriotism as well. 22 production versus 12 for Martin. And it's going to be very interesting what Martin now wants to do. He has Fleming available, so I think if we go to his turn, he has different options what to do now. If he wants to go for strength, go for military, or if he wants to try and keep up with culture production by going for multimedias and maybe Fleming. First we see him push and get the cultural influence. This is great for whsvin. 10 more for him than for Martin. That is quite the difference. And then we see Martin going for another rifleman. So this could be the decision. He's also going for Fleming. Okay. He's going to elect him and grab himself the Hollywood. And Hollywood is a very, very great one for both players, especially for whsvin at the moment with this setup. But Martin can also get a good setup for Hollywood. He will miss out on the first multimedia, and there is another copy that could get denied by whsvin. So that is pretty interesting, but yeah, you probably can't leave the Hollywood for whsvin and give him like 30 or 40 culture from that. So whsvin now grabs mechanized agriculture, will go for that himself. Upgrade 1 in 2 of his farms, and grab the reserves here as well. So yeah, will even show a tactic. Cannons and tanks available, so he can go for the mechanized army. His opponent already invested quite a lot into riflemen, so he is not really ready to go for that tactic. whsvin does have enough science available for next turn. Does he have enough rocks? I think he has enough rocks to build 1 tank and 2 cannons. So he could defend if Martin now sees an opportunity, because he will have military theory available. So maybe whsvin is overcommitting and giving Martin a chance to go for military. He has enough military actions to declare a war. And then with military theory, he will go up to 4 military actions again. Could then go for cannons and build 2 cannons. Show a defensive army. So he has a lot of potential. Let's see if he has a war and if he wants to go for military here. If he has a war, I think he could do that now. Of course, also if he has a tactic, but he will push here for now. Get the economic progress. 7 food for whsvin now and 6 rocks for both of them. There's also the multimedia now. So multimedia gets grabbed, developed, builds 1. Grabs military theory, will have corruption, but not the biggest problem. Gets another population, 20 culture production from him, 14 strength. So culture is, whsvin is ahead, but the big thing is that Martin has the Hollywood. On the other hand, there is a Red Cross, and whsvin has 19 food, so he can grab Red Cross next turn and finish it. He only has 1 wonder, so grabbing the Red Cross only costs 2 civil actions. And then there could even be another, like internet is also pretty great for whsvin. So very, very interesting position here. Martin has the military threat, so that's something whsvin has to work around. He's gonna not play any politics, grabs the Red Cross and just finishes. So that's his whole turn here. Gets 32 culture in total for this. Spending 15 food. He's now gonna produce a lot of rocks, so he has gotten a lot of culture without spending any rocks, giving him the option to defend. I like that quite a lot. That is very important, that he has a big bank to defend if there's any potential war from Martin. But let's see what Martin wants to do now. He's going to push again, get the national pride, 5 more culture for whsvin. And then Martin is going to build another rifleman. Going to grab and develop that civil service. Yeah, 29 science in his hand after all. Could even go for democracy. Will grab that and develop it this turn. Grab satellites as well. So, I mean, we could be looking at some really big impacts if he goes for a bit of progress or something, variety. Not sure about building the extra rifleman. I'm not sure what the plan there is exactly. But I guess we will find out. He also doesn't have too much time. He still has to finish the Hollywood and maybe wants to build 1 extra multimedia or an extra opera. Wealthy territory now, won by Martin. This gives him a lot of rocks to work with, especially if he now decides he doesn't need those riflemen, doesn't need to rebuild them, even only has to send one. So that is a great deal, getting 9 fresh rocks you can put anywhere for just a rifleman. whsvin now develops a cannon, increases pop, is afraid it seems, a little bit at least. Oh no, maybe just developing the cannon so he has the option to go for his tactic next turn. So if he didn't develop that, it would be gone at the end of the turn or at the end of Martin's turn, because the age will end. But then whsvin will grab the United Nations, has still a lot of rocks, can build 1 cannon here, increase pop again, grab modern infantry, and that's gonna be it. So are we gonna see a war here, or is Martin fine without one? He is gonna play another impact. It opens the population of science. So 11 to 8, not the biggest difference, but definitely helps Martin a little bit. Then he grabs engineering. Oh, these are great technologies. Engineering, military theory, builds another multimedia. And another opera. This is gonna be a big Hollywood. One of the biggest you can have. I mean, can he grab another reserves? No, the reserves are too expensive here. So I'm not sure if we're gonna see another multimedia, because he needs all the rocks for his Hollywood. Can increase population. Needs to spend the reserves or use the reserves this turn. Thanks to that wealthy territory, he now has a lot of blue cubes and doesn't have corruption, even with 10 rocks sitting around. Has 18 rocks now, so enough to finish the Hollywood. And this is gonna end the age. Age 4 starts. Bach will be gone. Couple of cards lost. So no war here. No military. Winston Churchill for whsvin for the extra 3 culture. 30 science. Will build a religion. So we could now, with that United Nations, see a bit of variety perhaps. Or are we gonna see an impact? No, no impact at all. Then that isn't such a great wonder. whsvin is gonna build an extra warrior for a bit of, maybe for a little bit of strength, a bit of harmony, etc. 20 science in the end in his bank. So 244 culture. Martin has quite a lot less, but he gets a big input of progress. 8 to 24. He probably would have wanted to have the satellite, so a little bit unlucky for him, I guess, depending on the other impacts, of course. But that he opens the input of progress and not one of the other 2, where he could have gotten the satellites as well and get the perfect 30 culture from the input of progress. But that still was a lot more than whsvin had. He's gonna get 46 culture from Hollywood. That's very impressive. And then can increase pop once, gets another farm, grabs internet. I mean, why not? Nothing else you can do in this turn. And this is gonna conclude the game. Let's see the impacts. Wonders is the first one, 14 to 8. So Martin has the lead now. He was behind by quite a bit before his last turn. But as we can see, he even was able to use the endowment for an extra 6. He's got 24 to the 8 with input of progress. And he of course got his production of 29 culture and the 46 from the Hollywood. Now input of wonders is gonna put him up to 284, so still relatively close, but I think a lot of these impacts are from Martin. Let's see, happiness 8 to 16. This is a good one for whsvin, making it closer again. We get government 24 to 18, and the last one will be colonies 9 to 0. So Martin Pescher takes the win here with a 325 culture, a big culture game again, like we saw the last one. Big culture, big operas, journalism very early on. This one from whsvin, then Martin. For a while I was worried that he couldn't catch up, but he did. He did get the opera, did get the multimedias, did get the Hollywood, so that was a very deciding turn where he grabbed Hollywood, didn't get the multimedia, and went for Fleming, but it turned out to all work out. He always had the threat of military. That's why whsvin had to play a little bit conservative. Like, he had this setup for a very long time, basically, and couldn't really do all that much because he had to always worry about military. And he did very well with the Wonders, grabbing that International Red Cross and finishing it, and even getting the United Nations, but United Nations just wasn't good enough. He only got 16 from this, and Martin got 46 from the Hollywood. So the Hollywood did just as much as the Red Cross and the United Nations combined. So that was very, very impressive from Martin. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. As I said, we are getting closer. A couple of more 2-player games to come. I hope that I can cover most of them, and then there are some more 3 and 4-player games that I hope to cover, but we are getting closer and closer. Maybe we can even finish the World Championship in this year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you guys for the next one.